Hello, my name is Jennifer Cohn. I'm an attorney, election security advocate, and writer, and I'm posting this video to warn the public about a dangerous new type of electronic voting system called a universal use ballot marking device that jurisdictions throughout the United States are recklessly buying in anticipation of the 2020 election. Although many experts are gravely concerned about these new universal use ballot marking devices, their concerns have flown largely under the media's radar because the ballot marking devices generate paper summary cards that election officials and the vendors have misleadingly decided to call paper ballots. But unlike traditional hand-marked paper ballots, which voters literally mark with their hand and a pen, machine-marked paper ballots can be hacked. Hacking is the last thing we need to leave ourselves vulnerable to and unnecessarily vulnerable to in the 2020 election. Machine-marked paper ballots also put the burden on voters to discover the results of any such hacking that might be reflected as vote flips or selection deletions on the face of the machine-marked paper ballot. Studies show that most voters don't even look at these machine-marked paper ballots. And of those who do look, they look at them for only a few seconds and do not notice any discrepancies between their intended selections and what's reflected on the face of the paper ballot. Moreover, even if they notice problems on the face of machine-marked paper ballots, this doesn't do anything to address the concern that voters may have gone before them and not noticed problems on the face of their paper ballots. Nor does it let the public know whether these problems reflected on the face of the paper ballots were caused by hacking, machine error, or user error. If you'll recall, during the 2018 midterm elections, touchscreen voting machines in Georgia and Texas were widely reported to be flipping votes. And election officials assured the public that this was due to user error, not hacking. But many members of the public were left feeling very uneasy about this, and rightfully so. There was no way for them to confirm whether the problems were due to hacking or machine error or user error. And if we use machine-marked paper ballots in 2020 and beyond, we're setting ourselves up for the exact same type of situation, and unnecessarily so. Most voters are perfectly capable of marking their paper ballots by hand. Not only that, these machine-marked paper ballots put your selections into a barcode. People can't read barcodes. This means that the only part of the paper ballot that's actually counted as your vote is 100% unverifiable by the voter. To illustrate, take a look at this barcode. Would you be able to tell if this was Donald Trump or Elizabeth Warren or Kamala Harris or Joe Biden or Bernie Sanders, whoever your favorite candidate might be? Would you be able to tell? Of course you couldn't, and that's a problem. Please contact your members of Congress and ask them to pass Ron Wyden's PAVE Act, which would require that all jurisdictions give all voters the option to mark their paper ballots by hand. The PAVE Act would also ban dangerous and unnecessary barcode ballot marking devices. Please also contact your state and county election officials and make sure that they understand that paper ballots are safe only if they are marked by hand, not by a machine. Please tell them that ballot marking devices should be purchased only for voters with disabilities who are unable to mark their ballots by hand and who wish to use them. Please make sure that they understand that even for voters with disabilities, there's no reason to put votes into barcodes. The barcodes serve no legitimate purpose. The only thing that they achieve is to make our elections less transparent and less secure. And yes, the situation is quite urgent. Many jurisdictions have already purchased these systems for 2020. Here is a list of states that include at least some, and in some cases many counties, that have already chosen to buy these dangerous new barcode universal use ballot marking devices for 2020. Pennsylvania, Ohio, Texas, Kentucky, California, Colorado, Delaware, New Jersey, Kansas, Wisconsin, West Virginia, and Indiana. Georgia, of course, plans to buy a universal use barcode ballot marking device for 2020 as well. And North Carolina and New York are currently in the process of deciding whether to certify dangerous new barcode ballot marking devices for use in the state. If you live in any of these states, please help me try to stop this election security train wreck. Please contact your state and local election officials and tell them that you want hand-marked paper ballots as a primary voting system with ballot marking devices that don't count votes with barcodes for voters with disabilities. Thank you very much.